We will jump on and get started. Welcome, 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 everybody, to Wednesdays with Wendy and Lisa. It's a thing. Lisa and I had an amazing night packed full of kids who were going to take over the call, and it was going to be lots of fun. And then things happened, and folks dropped out, and folks were not able to do this call. So here we were this afternoon with no guests tonight whatsoever. Lisa is the master at pulling things together at the last minute. And so I totally believe it was a God thing that things happened the way that they did. You guys are used to me kind of emceeing the whole thing. We usually do announcements and trivia and all that stuff. We're going to skip all that tonight. I'm just going to hand this over to Lisa and let Lisa introduce our guest, and we will go from there. So enjoy, you guys. Thanks for hopping on.
Awesome. So, Amy, I legit messaged her, I don't know what time it was, late afternoon. And I kind of just threw it against the wall to see if it would stick as kind of a, hey, I hope it's not inappropriate, but you know, if you'd ever speak on our team call, blah, blah, blah. And instantly it was like, sure, girl, when? And I was like, tonight? And she was like, sure, I can make that work. She has been busy right up until now. And I love Amy. I have followed Amy a long time. Something very cool. Our family's connected by chance. It was in Vegas last year, and I stayed back with my granddaughter in the hotel room at the conference and at convention. Is somebody muted? I hear it echoing. So anyway, I can hear myself. I just am really crazy. When I'm like, what?
No,
okay,
someone's
where am I? Okay. So,
yeah, someone's definitely not muted for sure.
Okay. So anyway, there was a big silent disco. I wasn't feeling it. I wanted to stay home with in the hotel with my granddaughter, sent my oldest daughter and Lily and Sergio down to the silent disco. This beautiful blonde came right up to Lily. Lily was in her wheelchair because lots of people, too much walking. She never would have made it. And Amy picked her out of a crowd, went right up to her, just loved on them. They messaged me back and said, hey, there was this really pretty blonde, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, who? And they didn't know. And I said, who? And then they sent a picture or something. They looked, I don't know, but I was like, Amy Kosmalski, what? Like, you guys, I think she was on stage speaking. Like, how do you guys not know? Like, I was like, oh my gosh. So I messaged Amy and just thanked her just for loving on my family like that out of the blue. And we've just kind of connected a little. Amy, I love you. I have a daughter with a disability. Nobody really gets it if you don't. Whatever the disability is, it's different. It's just your life is different. The way that you navigate is different. It has a different set of things that you deal with. It's just so different. And so I connected. I stalked Amy for a long time. I loved what you stood for. She was a recipient of the One Plexus Award in 2017 for her work with children and disabilities. You got a bill passed, I think. Like there's a lot of things that Amy has done for this community. And when I look at Plexus, and when I think about, I get goosebumps, when I think about the company I'm a part of and the opportunity we have to make an impact in life. And when you reach a stature where you have a huge following, even when you don't, we have an obligation to represent well. And Amy, you do that incredibly. I am always just, I love you. I love what you stand for. And I'm so grateful that you are an example to all of us. Thank you for all you do. And now I'm done because they want to hear from you. Wait, sorry.
You're going to have me like, hi. You look beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Was the party fun?
Yeah.
Awesome. I love it.
All right. Do you want to jump on?
God.
Okay.
So you almost have me like in tears over here. I'm like, I'm holding it back. She told the exact story. I mean, that's pretty much it. My family kind of jokes because I'm the one that like seeks out everyone with a disability, like in this world. And I just walk up and I start talking to them. They're like they're my best friend and I've known them forever. And like, I don't know. my heart is in the disability world, and it always will be, just because of my daughter, Kayla. My daughter, Kayla, for those of you that don't really know my story, my daughter, Kayla, is 14 now. She is in high school, and she has Down syndrome. And we have been huge advocates for creating equal opportunities, equal pay, the right to save your own money for people with disabilities. And Lisa, you're right. We've had 7 laws passed. One is actually named after Kayla, which allows people with disabilities to save money, which they were not allowed to do prior to that law passing. So that's just a little bit about me. And,
is that just in your state?
No. So that's called the ABLE Act nationally. And it's called Kayla's Law in Delaware because of the work we did nationally and on the state level. But basically, most people with intellectual disabilities or other disabilities that have a job, well, first of all, we're trying right now to have sub-minimal wage changed, because right now people with disabilities are allowed to be paid sub-minimal wage just simply because they have a disability, right? Not okay. We're hoping that that's going to pass sometimes, probably not till after elections are over, unfortunately. But the ABLE Act, it used to fall off of, so most people with disabilities, they are on some type of medical assistance program because their employer is not offering them benefits, probably because they're not working 40 hours a week. They're getting paid sub-minimal wage. And so they weren't allowed to have more than $2,000 in assets in their name, or they would be penalized and lose their benefits, which then starts a whole cycle of them not having a job, not having income, not having self-worth. And so now they can save up to $100,000 in their name in something similar to a college savings program. So anyway, if you know anyone that has a disability, ABLE Act, it's ABLE accounts they're nationwide. Even if your state doesn't have it, you can apply for one in a different state over the internet. Super easy, takes 5 minutes, and you can start saving just like everybody else, because everybody deserves to save their own money, right?
Yeah.
So that's just one thing. But I want to, while you guys are thinking, anybody out there, like I want you to put in the comments, and I don't want you to be shy. I want you to put in the comments anything that you're thinking about tonight that you're like, man, I wish she could tell me about XYZ. Or I'm really struggling in my business with whatever this is. And I will answer it. I will share with you my thoughts. Now, here's the thing I need for you all to promise me is that you're not going to get is it possible to mute off and then just unmute me? Do you have that capability, Lisa? Or Wendy?
It's Wendy, yeah.
I'll unmute. There we go. Perfect. I just kept hearing echo. The only thing that I need you to be okay with is I'm kind of blunt and I'm kind of real. So if your heart can't handle the answer that I'm going to give you, then don't ask the question, because I keep it real with my team. They know it. And so I'm just going to love on you and treat you like I do my team. Because sometimes we all need some harsh love, right? I need it from time to time too, actually on a daily basis, but that's a whole nother story. So drop in the chat what it is that you're struggling with, what it is that you need to know. Lisa, if you've heard from people and you're like, gosh, this is a trend, tell me. And that's how, if you're okay with that, that's how I want to run this tonight. Cause I could sit here and tell you what's going on with my team, but this is probably not going to help you guys. Hold on, I'm looking at chat too. Okay. So use the chat, guys. Okay, so I'm going to start with, while you guys are asking questions, I'm going to start with what I truly believe can change your business more than anything else. And you're probably going to be like, really, Amy? I learned that 5 years ago when I joined, but I promise you didn't learn it this way. And that is having a strong why. And I hear you probably have a very strong why. You probably want to bring your husband home from working 60 hours a week. You probably want to be able to pay off your debt. You probably want to be able to lose 50 pounds. Here's what I know. The way that you speak, whatever it is that you want over this business in your why, it has all the power in your success. And here's what I mean. My why has evolved probably 15 times in the last 7 years. Okay. When I first joined, I wanted to lose weight. It was that simple. I want to lose weight. I was a size 20, 22. I'm now 14, trying to be a 12. I had gotten down to a 10 before Brinley, but that's a whole nother story. Darn babies. But here's what I know. I wanted to lose whatever pounds it took, and I had 50 as the number because it's a nice round number of the pounds that I wanted to lose. That was my goal. I wanted to lose 50 pounds. So that was my why. I want to lose 50 pounds. Sounds like a great why, right? Like, sounds legit. Here's the problem. I went to the Cheesecake Factory. I also wanted a piece of cheesecake. I went to the pizza shop. I also wanted a piece of pizza. Do you hear what I'm saying? Like, there was no more power over my why than every other want that I had in my life. And so I had to change that. I had to change that first and foremost. And what I had to recognize was that I deserved to lose 50 pounds. I deserved to be the healthiest version of me. For my friends, my family, disability community, everybody that leaned on me and needed me, I am worthy. Hear that powerful word? So when I look at that cheesecake menu, I'm thinking twice. I'm going, oh, I don't know. It looks really good. It's only 1,100 calories. Oh, right. Will you split it with me? I'm making different choices because my why is stronger than a want, right? And I always say, your want is not a why. Your why is not a want. So that's the first thing. I want you to change the word want out of every single why that you have. Here's another flaw that I see in your why a lot. They're too long. I asked somebody to give me their why, and it's like a dissertation. It's like you're trying to be a graduate of some program, and you're giving me 6 pages of what your why is. If you cannot say it before your feet hit the ground in the morning, it's too long. If you can't say it in 1 to 2 sentences, it's too long. Because here's what I know, just saying deserve or worthy, it's going to change. It's going to change everything. And you can kind of encapsulate your entire why into that. Okay. Here's another thing. No negatives. Your why cannot have any negativity in it at all. So it can't be, I don't want my husband to work anymore. I don't want to miss my baby's first anymore, right? It's going to be, my baby deserves for me to be home with her. My husband deserves to come home from working 60 hours a week, right? We're going to remove all of that negativity out of it. So it's going to be short, no negativity, and no more wants in our whys. And I promise you guys, if you change just that small, simple thing, here's what I did. I talked to someone in our disability community, and she was stuck. Now, she came on hot. First couple months, signed 22 people. Came on hot. Spent 6-8 months stuck. I said, tell me what your why is. I coached her for a little while. Her why was terrible. Okay, terrible. I mean, it was great, but it was terrible because it was long, it was negative, and it was filled with all these wants. And we changed it to one simple thing. She's a Down syndrome mama, and she has a little boy named Luke, and she said to me, Luke is worthy. And she now has a bracelet that she wears every single day. Luke is worthy. Guess what? When she changed her why, she signed 27 people that month. Why? Because Luke is worthy. Luke is worthy of all the objections. Luke is worthy of walking through all the no's and coming out on the other side of them, not caring and keep going. Luke is worthy. So whatever it is in your life that you desire, that you deserve, that you are worthy of, change your why and it will change this business for you. Okay, so that's the why. Had to put that out there. I felt like it was on my heart tonight to share that with you all. Okay. I have a team of happy wholesalers. How do I convince them that getting your products for free is the way to go? Oh boy, this is a hot topic. Okay, so I'm gonna be real. Remember, first of all, I would like to know who gave them permission to be a wholesaler. I'm going to assume it was you. I'm just going to assume. I don't know, but I'm going to assume. How are you going to convince them? You're not your job to convince anybody anything. I'm not a convincer. It's not why I'm in this business. What I do want to do is I want to cast vision. I'm a vision caster. It's what I do. I cast vision. How do I do that? Here's what I know. Oftentimes, we sell the price. We sell the price. Why? Why are you doing that? Why are you discounting these incredible products? Let me tell you what happens when you do that. When you say, there's a special, there's a sale, this is $20 off. They are expecting constantly a deal. And here's what happens. That SAM 2020 code that's still kicking around that takes it down to $89 is a beautiful thing, right? If used the right way. Next month, when they're not paying $89 anymore, they're not too happy. Even if they knew the price was going to go up. Here's what I want you to start doing. Instead of leading with the price, I want you to lead with what I call features and benefits. I want you to write that down. Features and benefits. I stole that from my credit card background. I used to work for a major credit card company. And let me tell you something. When you're a credit card company with 27.99% interest rate going up against somebody that's got 3.9, you better have some amazing features and benefits. Here are features and benefits. Your story, your vulnerability, you sharing exactly how you can change lives. How can you change lives? You're going to sleep better. You're going to have more energy. You're going to lose the inflammation. You're going to overall feel better. You're going to turn from a no mom into a yes mom. You're going to be able to be present. You're going to lose inches. You're going to lose pounds. You're going to have protein that's going to fill your body with all the things that you need versus stopping for fast food. You're going to have the most incredible skin. You guys, features and benefits. What are our products able to do for people that you love? Not selling them a discount. That's not going to change lives. So we're going to stop leading with pulling in the wholesalers, because here's what I know. Residual income is not residual income when you have to continually on repeat sign people over and over and over again. Now, am I signing every single month? Yes. But am I losing with the attrition amount that a lot are? No, because I lead with features and benefits. That to me is the most important thing. If you're just selling a wholesale product, a wholesale price, if you're telling them it's like Costco, it's only $9.95 to join for a month, for the love, stop, please. Please. Because here's the thing, guys, like, how long did it take you to work that lead? And you only have so many leads. You only have so many people in your warm market that you feel comfortable talking to. Because I'm going to bet a lot of you don't feel comfortable talking in a cold market, or maybe it's the opposite. Some people are complete opposite. But you're going to burn through leads, and you don't want to burn through your leads. You only have so many, right? So don't waste them on a price. Now, here's the other thing that I know that a lot of us do wrong is when we bring them in, we scare them off. So when I bring them in and I'm talking about joining for the discount, I go, boom, right for the business. Hey guys, hey, and did you know if you share, you can make $300 this month, and it's super easy. You just find 3 friends. Whoa, back it up, sister. I'm here for the discount. I don't like you network marketers. You are sketchy and I want nothing to do with you. But I'll take your products. I'm going to take your products, but I'm not going to tell anybody. I'm not going to tell anybody, right? That's most of the time what we have. And that's why we get met with the, not going to do it. No, I'm not sharing, because it's not comfortable. It's not what I'm here for. Now, let me tell you how you can kind of change that around. And that is simply when you get the person to agree to sit down and meet with you, talk to you on the phone, and you get them to join, you're going to not talk to them about a business. You're going to tell them that they are getting their very own referral link, because that referral link is going to help them to be able to offset some of their cost if they're interested in telling a few friends, or if they're interested in getting an accountability partner or two. Because here's what I know. Everything is more successful and more enjoyable with an accountability partner. Why do you think the WW that's out there, I don't know what they call themselves these days, but the Weight Watchers is around still? I mean, it's been around forever. And what is it? It's a weekly meeting. Let's be real, people. It's accountability. That's all it is. You're paying weekly for accountability. And so what I say to people when they join is I say, hey, you're going to get a referral link. It's going to be great. You can share it with your mom. You can share it with your sister, your neighbor. I always say to grab one friend. Can you think of one person? That's what I ask them right away. Can you think of one person, just one person that you would want to do this with? Maybe it's your sister, your mom, your neighbor, your best friend, your husband. Okay, great. Let's get them in a chat and let's share what you're doing with them. And I get in a 3-way chat with them and I help them lead that conversation. Most of the time, I am successful with them getting one person to join them. And then here's what happens. After that person joins them, after they sign up, then and only then will I talk about the potential of earning $300 this month. Because it's just 2 more friends at that point, right? I'm not mentioning silver. I'm not talking business. I'm just saying, hey, you know what? I know you got this down with, with adding Sally, your neighbor, and she's all in. But if you can think of just 2 more friends that you would want to do this with, you're going to earn over $300, and that's going to pay for your products this month and the next 2. You have 2 more friends, right? That's how I say it. And here's what I know. Posture and being bold is everything in this business. I was not bold in the beginning. I was terrible at this in the beginning. I read back some of my messages and I cringe and thank God that some of these people joined me because it was that terrible. Okay. So long answer to that one question, but all that had to be said. I told you I would keep it real for you. Let me go back to the chat. Okay. So that was the wholesalers. No one on my team wants to do anything but just buy the product. So how do I get them to change their minds? Okay. Again, so it goes back to the whole convincing thing. You're not going to get them to change their minds. I wouldn't mind going back to them and asking them that same question. Hey, do you have a friend that you would want to do this for accountability? Or if you guys do challenges, we're really big on doing like a 2-week challenge every once in a while. Hey, do you have an accountability partner that you would want to get in this challenge with you? Because here's what I know, you're going to have more success doing this with a friend. So that same exact conversation is going to happen. And also, if they've already been in for a while and they're comfortable and they're loving the products, I have no problem asking them for a referral or asking them to post on their page. Hey, you know what? Jen, I know that you are loving your products, but I also know that you don't really want to share. But would you mind referring the business to me? Would you mind telling your friends? And here's the thing. When Jen refers me on her page or wherever it is, I'm going to do the math for Jen and I'm going to let her know, hey, Jen, I will gladly take this person as my customer, as my ambassador, whatever it may be. But I just want to let you know, you're missing out on $15 a month, or you're missing out on this much money a month, right? Is that, do you want to have this friend join you? Right? I mean, again, it comes down to being bold. Most of the time, the mistakes we make in this business are in not being bold. Bottom line, you have got to posture yourself like this is your business, because it is. If you play like it's a hobby, it's going to pay like a hobby. Sorry, keeping it real tonight. All right, going back to the chat. Okay. How do I get going again after losing my momentum? I didn't get anyone in June, haven't signed anyone since. And now the last month, I haven't been feeling my best due to diet. Okay. Momentum. Girl, we have all been there. We've all lost the momentum. We've all lost the fuzzy feels for plexus. If we've been around for a while, we've all been there. Okay. I've lost diamond before. It's not fun. It is not fun to fall back from points that you once had and have them staring at you every single day going, man, I used to be at such number and now I'm not. It's not fun to look at the people that swept the contest in 4 days and here you are sitting with 15 leaders of drink credits, right? It's not fun. But the only person that you have to blame for that is you. You got to look in the mirror and you got to figure out, what activity was I doing when I was in momentum? What activity was I willing to do every single day that I'm not doing now? Was I consistent with my products? Was I consistently sharing? Was I doing my IPAs every single day? What were you doing? And then do that again. But recognize that the work you're doing today is not going to pay off today. It's not going to pay off tomorrow. Probably not going to pay off next month. It's probably going to take a month or 2 in order for you to start seeing what's happening. Because if I asked you a question on, did you sign up day 1 when you first heard about Plexus? most of us are probably going to answer no, right? Most of us, it took months, some of us years to actually decide, yes, I'm going to join. And so you have to realize the work you're putting in today, talking to people, it's going to take a while to get there. As far as like, you know, feeling down with diet and not feeling good. And, you know, gosh, we could all blame 101 things, right? Last summer of 2019, my mom battled cancer. So I was checked out a lot more. And here's the thing, my business suffered because of it, but I had no one to point the finger to than me. I was checked out. I knew I was, and I was okay with that. That's why I built the business to where I built it, so that I could sit back and allow myself to slide some, knowing that, look, you know, so many people talk about, Jill Renfro said it tonight, so many people talk about time freedom and financial freedom, which, by the way, that is not compliant to post about, but that's a whole nother story. You can't say that. You can say time flexibility, but you can't say freedom. It's the FTC will get all over you. But anyway, one thing people don't talk about is emotional freedom. Friends, it is a real thing. When you don't have to worry if your credit card is going to decline when you go to the grocery store, when you don't have to worry if you take off work because your mom or your husband or your kid needs you, when you don't have to stress over all the little things in life, because life is stress, right? As adults, it's stress. That's emotional freedom. And that's one of the greatest freedoms in Plexus. That is one of the greatest freedoms. And so I would challenge you to go back, look at what you were doing, replicate what you were doing, link arms with some people that are doing it. Don't link arms with the people that are talking all the time in chats all day long. Mute those out. Don't go into them. People are being negative. Bye. No time for that. I love my teammates. I love them all. I've got leaders on my team that complain all day long. Guess what? I'm not in a chat with them anymore. I can't do it. I have to protect this. And by protecting this, it's protecting this, right? Because bottom line, the minute you start getting into the talking about the who, the what, the she, the how, the I don't know, what did she do? All that starts taken away from your business. So sit down, whether you have 10 minutes a day to add to your business, or you've got an hour a day to add to your business, figure out what is serving your business, what is not, and then go from there. When I decided to go all in this business, it's funny, we're doing book club tonight. And so I've got Eric Worre in front of me. When I went all in, I started reading GoPro. If you have not read GoPro, please do. It's going to do your business a world of good. But I decided I needed to go all in for me. That meant no excuses. That meant turning off the TV. That meant my husband taking over on Eric Worre said it, not me. I don't know what page it was, but Eric Worre was like, have your husband do the dishes and the laundry. I was like, see, honey, look, Eric Worre right here, page 74, do the dishes and the laundry for me, because that's taken away from time for me for building my business, and you're welcome. And you can tell your husbands I said it, because it's really in the book. But I said, give me 3 months of working my business hard, and it's going to pay off. So I want you to look at yourself, be honest with yourself. Like, be honest. Don't go, time, I don't have time. Do you not have time? Or you just don't want to do it? Because let me tell you what changed my mindset probably about 4 years ago. Someone said to me, you cannot use the excuse of time. You have to say to yourself, it's not a priority. Play that back in your head. I don't have time to work out versus it's just not a priority to me right now. Whoo, that hurts. Right here, it's deep, right? It's like, okay, yeah, it's not a priority, right? Or I better get my butt on the treadmill. Okay, so you have to be okay with whatever that is. But I want you really to take a deep, hard look. Yeah.
Amy, we are amateurs. We have Zoom link that ends.
Okay, that's fine.
No, I'm like, we would use you up all night long, and I'm sure. Could we? Thank you for just anticipating my needs.
I got this.
Oh, you're such a pro.
I used to have the amateur link too. I got you, girl.
Okay.
I still had an amateur link as a diamond, so it's okay.
Okay. We have a real link, but I don't know what we were thinking. So anyway.
That's totally fine.
Oh, awesome. So how do we want to do that? Do we want to just hop back on, or how do we do this?
Yeah. I mean, if this link's still live, like if you just recreate, Or if you have to post it wherever and then just send it to me, I'm good with that.
It's the same link.
Yep. Okay.
Right, Wendy?
Awesome. Yep.
Okay.
All right. So
You'll
everybody,
get cut off.
Be back in 2.
Okay. So should we jump off and get back on now? Okay.
Yeah. Does this end soon? Yeah. Let's just do it.
Ah,
All right.
awesome. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.